Okay, welcome to this little Let's Play. We'll get talking. I'm going to be chatting through the game. What I think is probably going to be pretty heavily, with just some tips and suggestions and stuff like that. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and just let's just go ahead and start up the campaign. We're just going to do the single player sort of playthrough. And we're going to start out with basically the mission select, and we're going to just kind of start it off at the Siege of Tobruk, which is pretty much their tutorial level. I don't know why I'm finding such a loss for words here. I keep stumbling over all my sentences. Okay, hopefully commentary will get a little bit better. Let's start it out here. We're going to do custom difficulty. I want the enemy skill at veteran, which is, I guess, medium. Ballistic realism, realistic. I want windage and dopage. I want elevation, drop from gravity, and full tactical assistance for now.
I've arrived in Tobruk, off a boat filled with replacements and reinforcements. Young men blindly rushing to their deaths. None of them are comfortable having someone like me around. Suits me fine. Most of them won't make it out if you're alive. Rommel was kicked out during Operation Crusader, but Axis forces are once again sweeping across the western desert. The Gazala Gallop began with the Allied retreat, and Rommel is at the city's throat. There's no time for tactics. 35,000 of us have one order. Hold Tobruk.
Tobruk or not Tobruk? That is the question. Let's get on with it. Loadout. Let's just take a look at the loadout real quick. You're not going to start out with all these options. You kind of earn them with as you level up when you get more experience through the game. But this is kind of where I am. I've played through 4 missions or so far. I actually played all the way through the game when it came out back in 2014, but I just decided to pick it up again for reasons I'll get into later. But I played that on the Xbox One, and I recently picked it up for the PS4, and I've been playing it on the Pro, playing it back through it. And this is kind of the loadout where I am right now. You can preset 4 different loadouts, but I just kind of go with the main one and just change it as I want to. I've got this is a Type 99 rifle. It's a Japanese bolt-action rifle, as you can see, and you can kind of go in here and you pick what rifle you want according to what specs and all that kind of stuff, just whatever suits you. And then you can go in here and customize the rifle with the different scopes and barrels and stocks and actions. Other various assorted loadout gear. This is kind of just what I picked. I like to have anti-personnel mines just to kind of set up a sniper nest with some booby traps around it if they come in on me. I've got some protection. I don't really go into the level with a lot of health packs because this is really not that kind of game. If you're in there and getting shot at and eating through health packs every few minutes, you're not really playing this game the way the developers intended. I'm not going to say you're playing it wrong, because there's no right or wrong way to play it. You play it however you want to play it. It's your playthrough. You do it your way. But it's not really engineered to go just run and gun through the level, so you don't really need health packs, and plus you'll be able to pick them up in the level anyway. So you just kind of wasted inventory slots, in my opinion, if you pick up health and go in. Let's do it.
Snipers are nicking the wall!
Okay, so here we go. This is basically just the tutorial mission. It's going to be relatively short. You know, when I say relatively, I mean, you know, obviously the main episodes of the game are going to be pretty long playthroughs. They're not going to be 100%, but the way that I like to play this game is very methodically, very patiently, just taking my time and being really cautious. Kind of like, you know, you should approach a sniper or stealth game, you know. Like I say, this is not a run and gun game. If you're looking to run and gun and shoot Nazis, then play Call of Duty, which is perfectly fine. That's what that's made for. But even still, this episode is probably going to be the shortest. And I want to sort of do one episode per level. And some of these levels in this game are huge. That can take, you know, hours to get through. But it just, for simplicity of the playlist, I kind of want to make one mission, one episode. That's kind of the goal anyway. But that will not be difficult to accomplish with this tutorial mission. And this just kind of tells you about bullet drop according to gravity and holding your breath. They're different. Obviously, there are different settings. You can turn this to realistic, where when you hold your breath, it doesn't tell you where the bullet is. You sort of have to train yourself on the rifle and know at what distances these rounds will drop, depending on how long the flight path is. But it's just a bit easier to play it this way. Just kind of automatically does windage and elevation for you. Oh, and as you're going to notice, there is a setting in this game to increase the frequency or the likelihood that those slow motion X-ray kill cams are going to show up. I have that turned up all the way because I want to see that all the time. I want to see it constantly, so you're going to see that slow-mo a lot. Just never gets old for me. Boom! Shakalaka. Here's where it tells you how to use the binocs. You zoom in, and you, once you're hovered over the target, you click the R2 button, and it tags the enemy, so it'll follow him even when he's behind cover. Now, it starts you out, if you see in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, it says active tags, 1 of 9. I think it starts you out with the ability to tag 9 different people / vehicles, whatever. It starts out with 8, and as you level up, you get access to being able to tag more people at once. That's all that is. And then it tells you your magnification level in the lower right hand corner, as you can see it changing there. We'll get out of there, and then we'll murderize this dude. It's a lot of wobble. Wobble wobble. So yeah, speaking of the slow-mo kill cam, I think I've played through this game at least twice. I've played through Sniper Elite 4 probably 3 times, and I played through Sniper Elite V2 maybe once or twice. And the slow-mo kill cam still hasn't gotten old. So if that annoys you, I apologize. You are probably watching the wrong playthrough, because there's going to be a lot of that. Oh, that's right, I need to move to a new area. It just shows you that when you spot the vehicles, it tells you where the weak spots are and it highlights them in red for you. As you can see, the engine bay has a red cover over it, and then the exposed gas tank is also red. Now with an exposed gas tank on a vehicle like this, you can shoot it once with any regular sniper round. It's going to make it blow up. But with those engine covers, you either have to shoot it twice with regular ammo, or usually sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times, depending on your ammo, unless you have armor-piercing rounds. Oops, did I tag it? Now it's tagged. But you always want to tag vehicles and enemies before you shoot them, just because it gives you a little bit extra experience points. And why would you care about experience points? But in this game, it gives you access to better gear. So you always want to maximize how much experience you're getting for every kill. You could just go in and kill an enemy without tagging him first. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to squeeze out experience points and level your gear up, then it benefits you to tag enemies and vehicles before you kill them. / destroy them. Alright, and no, that's not the end of the tutorial. We're still in it. This is a longer tutorial.
I have to do something about them.
Gosh dang Neville Werfers! Oh, I need to get a med kit before I can equip it. This kind of shows you, if you hit L1, this is your radial menu. And you can see over on the right hand side of the screen, you've got your quick select items set to your D-pad, and you can also change your sniper rifle's ammo from regular to armor piercing by hitting the triangle like that. But this is teaching me to use a med kit, so it's wanting me to select the med kit and then use R1 to use it and heal. There you go. Now I've healed. One quick note on the on your quick select on the D-pad, the default setup is, obviously well rod, or your pistol to the left, your SMG or shotgun or whatever to the right, and your sniper rifle up, and then whatever item that you currently have selected down on the D-pad. Personally, I think this is actually a great choice, but you can modify that. You can change your quick select to whatever you want on the D-pad that you care for, whatever your preferences are. But I kind of like this setup. I've tweaked it a bunch of different ways, in a bunch of different, in a bunch of different these sniper games, and I think this is best because you want your sniper gun at the ready, for whenever you're ready to do that. But when you're just kind of walking around and you don't know if you're going to accidentally encounter an enemy, you sort of want your oh shit weapon at the ready. So if somebody pops out from a corner or hears you or sees you and you need just quickly gun somebody down before they screw you, you want to have this one ready. And then if they're coming and they're coming, you can quickly equip your silent weapon. So I really find that the default setup really is the best, because I've changed it a bunch of different ways, I guess. To make a long story short, I've done a lot of different configurations. And then touchpad is the map. Now this one in Sniper Elite 4, you can rotate the map and zoom and set waypoints and kind of give you like a GPS function. Now this is sort of old school, which is, the flavor, the intent of this thing. It's just old school hand-drawn map, or printed map. So there's no waypoints. You just have to keep referring to it. But it's cool. More on the map later, and more on all this shit later. I'll try to describe kind of the game's systems and how they work and how they work best, and when they don't work, and when they're kind of get wonky, and when they sometimes intermittently don't work, and you know, sort of my thought processes on what to do and when, or what's best to do and when, or tips. And again, you want to tag them because you get a little bit more points. Plus, you, like I say, you see how they go behind cover and you can still see them. I think that's really helpful in a lot of situations that we'll get into later. Stealth kill. That's definitely one of my favorite ways to murderize these dudes, is just to turn into a World War II era Sam Fisher. Splinter Cell these mother scratchers. Okay, another thing that you need to be mindful of in this game is it gives you a function to save anywhere. And the best time to be saving is always. Because the autosave, if you rely on the autosave to track your progress, and you make a mistake, or an enemy sees you and you're trying to be stealthy, you will end up, like me, if you kind of enjoy playing it, not like a perfectionist, but sort of like wanting to play it right, or wanting to do it the way it was intended, because it's just more fun that way, you'll find yourself starting over at a checkpoint that's like 30-45 minutes away, and it's frustrating. So just kind of every time you do something, you want to save. But this, I left this up because this is very critical. You know, obviously it's very simple. Anybody who's played video games knows this system. But you know, if you're new to Sniper Elite, this is very key. You know, when an enemy starts to spot you, that ring will fill up with yellow. Now, if it doesn't fill up all the way, before you hide behind cover, it's no worry. If it does fill all the way up yellow, they're going to pursue you. They're going to come search for you. They don't know specifically that it's an enemy or whatever, but they saw something and they absolutely are going to investigate. So you can use this to your advantage, obviously, a couple of ways. By once you see the ring starting to fill up with yellow, hightail it out of there before it does, if you don't want them to come after you, or if you're deliberately trying to kite an enemy towards you where you want them to walk into a trap that you've laid, or or you intend on separating them from their group and like headshotting them or whatever, you can use this to deliberately lure them out. But as the circle fills with yellow, then it'll start filling with red, and obviously the same kind of thing. Once it turns with red, they're gonna know it's an enemy, and they're gonna be intent on attacking you. Excuse me. Plus, they're gonna be telling all of their friends where your location is, and then that's when the shit really hits the fan and you've fucked up. And that's when you need to reload a checkpoint or reload a save, because just trying to play this game guns blazing, it's not the way you want to play it. It's just not. You're gonna have a bad time. Like I said, it's not a right or wrong way to do it, but don't do it wrong. Okay, now it wants me to use the well rod here, so I'm going to, even though my instinct is just to stab these dudes Sam Fisher style. But a little quick note on this well rod here. This is your sort of silenced pistol, and this is your only silenced pistol. But one thing that you've got to understand is that this pistol does not have very much stopping power. You have to use headshots, and you have to be close. If you try to shoot somebody's center mass or something like that with this pistol, or you're too far away, all you're going to do is alert them to your presence and piss them off. So if you go to use the well rod, which I use it quite frequently, but if you go to use it, headshots and close. One kind of a good determining factor is if you put the reticle over an enemy's head and it doesn't turn red, you are definitely too far away. If you put the reticle over his head and it turns red, then you're probably okay, but just, you know, you're going to have to sort that out for yourself as to what works and what doesn't. And then search the bodies, search the bodies. And we'll go ahead and pop this dude with the well rod too, since it's asking us to use it. And it asks so nicely. Now, when you're up against like an emplaced gun like this, if you look using your binoculars, you know the ammo case glows red. Just kind of tells you that it's explosive. So a well-placed shot or a grenade near that, you're just going to destroy the whole thing. And that way you don't really have to waste any of your explosive loadout if you don't want to. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as that thing starts firing, I'm going to blow it up. Boom! Search the blood-spattered body. Another thing that you can do in this game, like Sam Fisher, is you can pick up the bodies and throw them or drop them. It's something that I almost never do in this game. There are instances where it benefits you to do it, and it's worth the time and effort, but don't feel like you need to run around here and spend your whole life hiding all the people that you murder in this game, because you don't need to. Sometimes it's fun to throw them off a cliff or whatever, but yeah, you don't need to do that. Check those for ammo. Okay, now let's look at the map. Okay, one of the kind of weird things about this game is the way that the map works. Actually, we'll get into that a little bit later. I mean, let's move on. I feel like I'm getting just too chatty now. And again, best time to save is always. What I like to do is keep, as you can see, like 3 or 4 saves of the same level, and I'll come down one each time and then start back over and kind of rotate through, so that way I can always, if I need to roll it back more than one save, it's easy for me to do so. I'll have 4 saves to pick from, so I can roll it back, you know, anything from a minute or 2 to, you know, 20 minutes or however long I end up going over the course of 4 saves. Let's tag our enemies. Alright. And I'm going to wait until that guy turns back around and walks the other way. And there's somebody facing. Is somebody watching? Murder. Yeah, sometimes it's difficult to tell on that little mini radar over there. Obviously you're in the center of it. But that first ring around you, it's about a 15-meter radius, meaning the circle represents about a 30-meter diameter. So sometimes somebody shows up on the mini radar and you think they should be closer than they are, and they're not. That's why. That's just what that is. I'm not sure what the second ring represents, but that's it. There's some dynamite. It's pretty good about showing you pickups. They'll kind of glow like that and flash or whatever. One of the other things that's key to this game is you see the little eye next to the mini-map. If you stand up in your full daylight, it's like you're fully visible, therefore the big open eye. Squat down, you get a little bit harder to see. You go prone, a little even more difficult to see. Now, when you're in direct sunlight, it's always going to be pretty terrible. Then when you go into shadow, it gets even better. And then when you lay down in shadow, even better. The eye's squinted where it's almost shut. It means you're real difficult to see. And also, if you move, it changes your visibility as well. So if somebody's coming towards you and you are reasonably well hidden in shadow and in foliage or whatever, stay still, because you moving will definitely increase the chances of them spotting you. And obviously this game is billed as a sniper game, but don't forget, it's also a stealth game. Yeah, noise masking or sound cover. That's critical in the game too. Go into that a little bit more detail later over the course of the playthrough. There's a whole lot to discuss about this game's mechanics and systems. Trust me, we will get to it. We'll get to it all because there's plenty of time. Right now it's, the tutorial level still. There's so much to discuss, so much to introduce you to. If you're unfamiliar with Sniper Elite series, that is. Murder. Okay. And just because reasons, let's save. I'll be saving a lot. Okay, now one thing that I was going to mention about the map before. Let's go into it now real quick. Let's get to the map. Okay, one of the objectives in the game, or kind of helpful things about the game, is that it shows you on the map where sniper nests are. Now, when I first started playing this series, this kind of fucked me up a little bit. Because if you see where the icon is for the sniper's nest, and the legend's over in the left-hand bottom of the screen, where the sniper's nest looks like it appears on the map is not where the sniper's nest is. If you look, there's a shadow, like the main objectives are stars, and then the sniper's nest is that little kind of bunker-looking thing. Where the stars and the bunkers are not where they really are. If you look at the drop shadow behind them, then they come down to a little point. And that point is a pointer to where that objective is. Granted, it's not far off, but when I first started playing this game, for the longest time, I would go to where the icon was on the map, which is about 30, 45 yards from where the actual thing is, and I'm like, where the hell is the sniper's nest? I'm right here according to the map, but I'm not on it. And I was like, why is this map so misleading? Why is this shit so hard to find? I didn't know what they were doing. I thought, is this some kind of intentional thing where they're like, well, this is World War II era shit. Cartography wasn't all that exact. This is like, we got this information through, enemy fucking intel that was captured or whatever. It's like, what the fuck? I didn't know what the hell they were trying to do. But yeah, you get a little X prompt there to enter Sniper's Nest. Now, once you do that, once you hit that little X prompt, it gives you that little animation, and then that's when you get the experience points for doing it. I didn't get them right there because I've already played this level, so I've already earned those experience points. But again, when I first started playing this game, I didn't realize, you know, what the experience points were for, and that it gave you experience points for finding the sniper nests or whatever. So I'd go up in there once I eventually found them because of the weird map thing, and didn't realize I needed to hit a button prompt to collect my, you know, to properly enter the sniper's nest and collect my experience points or whatever. So yeah, don't let that one slip you by. But if we look at the map, okay, you see where I am, where the little glowing icon is, and then look above me what would be about, you know, 15, 20, 30 plus yards from where my position on the map is. And there's where the icon is for the sniper's nest. So you can see that kind of how that would throw me a bit. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe you had a problem with it too. Maybe you didn't, I don't know. Maybe, like I say, maybe it's just me. Alright, so now that we've done that, where we need to go next is those main objectives over there. And you can see that there's a path on the right to the first one. That's the way that I'm going to go. We'll call that northeast. I don't know if that map is drawn and oriented in such a way where the top of the map is north or not, but we're going to call it, we're going to go northeast through that little gap in the terrain. Kind of work our way around that direction. But first, we're going to save. Alright, and then, you know, like you want to do, first come to an area, you know, be real cautious, be real quiet, don't announce yourself, give away your position. And then just everybody that you can see, tag them. Up to 8 or 9, you know, how many ever people that let you tag them. Once you reach that many, then there's no point in trying to tag more. Just try to take them out, however, whatever your plan is. Okay, so let's get out there. First thing we'll do is hop this wall, stabby stab.
Nice fight.
Whoa, shit! I fucked that up. And that is... Now, obviously I could get out of the situation, but I've totally fucked it up. I've made it... It's going to be difficult. It's going to be ugly. I'm going to take some damage. It's just not going to be pleasant. You know, my position's going to be given away in here in a second. Reinforcements are going to come. You could get out of the situation, but it's going to cost you. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be not fun. You're going to get hurt. It's better off just to do it the right way. Load last save. Yes, please. And there you go. Even someone who's played this game many times, you're going to see. I'm not putting this Let's Play on to show you. This is not about high-level gameplay, because I am not very good. I love this game. I've played it multiple times, but I'll still be fucking up a lot. So, the intention of this series really is to just kind of, if anybody kind of stumbles on this game and wants some general tips and help, some advice to new players to kind of help ease them into this game's sometimes weird, sometimes wonky systems, to get the most out of it and to really enjoy it. Okay. Now they haven't heard me, and I'm still silent. Oh, killed myself. Speaking of mistakes. Make it go boom. I got a trophy for that. That was actually worth it. Search the bodies. Fuck. Okay. You see that the way the icon over his head moved? How quickly it goes. It goes even faster than that with the enemies on a higher difficulty. That's kind of why I have them set to medium, because on the highest difficulty of the enemy AI, that fucking meter fills up so fast you just don't have a chance to get to cover. They are on you like lightning, and in the drop of a hat, all their fucking friends are coming and shooting at you. It's just ridiculous. So yeah. So basically things can go tits up in this game very quickly. Very quickly. And that's one of the reasons for the just constant saving. Okay, and that dude heard the explosion or something. So he's going to come up here. Now, I always like to have my rock at the ready. You get an infinite supply of these rocks just to distract people. And if he starts coming towards you, you can throw it and put him off in another direction, or you can throw it in such a way where he deliberately comes towards you so you can kill him. So let's tag him. Now you got to be careful when you're throwing the rock too, because if they're facing you and you're behind low cover like this, or in a shrub or whatever, and you go to throw a rock, they will see you throw it. So try to wait till they're not facing you, if at all possible. Like I say, sometimes they'll just come up on you, and a damn thing that you can do. But okay, now watch this. We're going to try this. I'm going to save in case this doesn't work. Sometimes things that you've done hundreds of times they don't always work. So we're going to kite this guy by throwing a rock over here. So now he's going to be walking in that direction. As soon as he gets to where the rock is, he usually turns around to see where where it was thrown from. So be careful of that too, because if you throw a rock, they'll walk towards the rock, but they won't sit there and just face a wall. They immediately turn back around to see if, the direction it was thrown from. So they'll turn around to face you when you try to lure them in another direction like that. So it's just something to be cautious about. Now, I've played this, obviously this just being a tutorial. I played this, and I know that there's nobody in this immediate next area. Now he just kind of came over. Okay, see now, see how they, did it go red? No, okay. He's full yellow though, so that means he's definitely going to come up here to investigate. So he's definitely going to come in to check shit out. But he doesn't know what the fuck yet. There it goes, there it goes. Did it go red? Yep. Okay.
Nice fun.
How the fuck did that guy see me from way over there? Jeez, I'm just gonna miss him every time. Every frickin' time I miss that guy. The first time I... Oh, god damn it. trying to search the guy's corpse, hitting the wrong button. Okay. Now, like I said, I was pretty confident that there was nobody else down there, but I forgot about this dude. Okay, so to avoid making my mistake by confidently and loudly walking down there, so see it's, I'm gonna pull back out and see, watch his meter fill up again. See there? See? That's how quick it goes. Now, once they're going to spot you, you want to move quickly, so it doesn't matter, it doesn't help you being crouched. So if they're going to spot you, then you might as well just stand up and then just run to cover. Because crouching to cover doesn't make them less likely to fully spot you, if that makes any sense. It's the amount of time that they're looking in your direction and seeing movement. So if they're looking at you anyway and the meter's filling up, then fucking run to cover. If you're still crouch walking to cover, you're doing it more slowly, and you have a greater chance of being seen. Okay, so again, like I was to say, to not duplicate my dumbass mistake of thinking that you knew there was nobody in this next little area and just walking down there and getting spotted, if you don't know somebody's there, use the fact that you have this infinite number of rocks, distract soldiers, you know, to your advantage. Just sit here and start chucking rocks. And like, let's say if I wanted to see if there was a soldier around this corner, chuck a rock over there. If they hear you, if they hear the rock, they're going to go after it. Like, that guy heard it. So he's going to go explore. So typically that will tell you if you think an area is cleared of enemies, but it's not, throwing a few rocks in that direction will pull them, and they'll go, oh, okay, so there's an enemy there. So if that gives you a chance to tag them so you can follow their progress, or it can, you know, you can kite them to make them do whatever you want. But definitely it just kind of tests out to see if the area is free of enemies. And there's been lots of times where that's been really super helpful. Should have done it that time. Let's go ahead and save again. Yeah, this is the right one. He's walking off in that direction. Oh, almost filled. Almost filled. Now, the reason I didn't run to cover there is because then I had to dive again, and I figured I could make it. It was a calculated risk, I guess. Dude is all over my tits. Captain Tryhard over there. Let's do this. Let's pull him over here. And then as he comes to that barrel, boom. Oh, somebody's coming. Somebody heard that shit. Tagging. Fuck. I was trying to distract him, but like I said, I'm sitting there behind low cover trying to throw a rock, and he was facing me. So like I said, this game, absolutely, it'll go south on you real fast. And if you hold the button, the crouch button, you can go straight into a dive too from running. Get him to walk over by that fucking barrel again. Oh, he didn't go by the barrel this time. So right by the barrel. He's not really walking where I want him to go. Oh look, now there's two of them. He's like, what the ass? That barrel just blew up. For no good reason. I don't understand it.
Muss hier irgendwo sein. Wir haben ihn in die Enge getrieben.
That's not how I want to play this game. Wow, this is a lather, rinse, repeat episode. And it's just a tutorial. This is going to be a long Let's Play. In fairness, I'm really tired. And it's a lame excuse, but I am definitely tired. Cut him that time. Fuck his dumbass. And fuck his dumbass friend is going to come up to investigate that explosion too. Is he? Isn't he? Where is he? Come on. There he is. And let's save, because I don't want to do that fucking sequence again. I'm not even going to tag him, because I'm getting sick of this fucking section. But what do you know? I can hit something. The first time for everything. Alright. I did pick up some, yeah, I finally picked up some fucking grenades. Alright. Next. Okay, the other objective. Alright, and this next objective should be it for the tutorial episode. Whoa. I can see these guys going to be a pain in the dick. Yeah, they normally would still be firing that whatever that rocket fucking mortar thing is, the Nebelwerfer. They normally would be firing the Nebelwerfer, but whenever you throw a rock to distract them, or they hear explosion, or they hear a gunshot, it interrupts their routine. So now, instead of facing the other direction and making a bunch of noise and giving me sound cover, now they've stopped doing it, and the other guy's just straight up facing me. So it kind of makes it harder. It's one of the reasons you want to kind of play the game the right way, because if you play it the right way, things go smoothly, it's easier, it's more fun. It kind of gives you more badass, killer sniper feeling. Whereas when you play it the wrong way, or you do shit the hard way, it's not as fun. It's not as rewarding for whatever reason. Because it could have gone smoother if you did it right. And we are absolutely too far away to shoot this guy with a silence pistol. And I don't feel like getting into the relocate mechanics of the sniper thing yet. Especially since they're not giving me sound cover. So let's see if we can't pull these guys or something. Okay, they're in a They're in that little area and there's no other passage in. So they've got one point of ingress in there. So there's no way I can flank them. So what we're going to have to do to not go in there guns blazing and to not give away my position with some fucking rifle fire. Let's see if we can't kite somebody. And we will just kite their asses up here. One of the great, yeah, look at that. One of the great things about that tagging them and being able to see their head.
Da ist er!
When they're tagged, you can see their head behind cover, so you can kind of know where to aim as they emerge from cover to get that perfect headshot on them, which I didn't do. Obviously, I missed it because I'm effing retarded. Oh god, we're doing this again. We are doing this again. We're not going out like that. Okay. So I couldn't, wait, how far back are we? Killed the other guy yet? I don't even remember where we left off. Okay, yeah, so there's just the two of them down there. We killed the third guy already. I wish I could tag that second guy down here. But as soon as I get out there to see him... Oh, there he is. He's tagged now. Awesome. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. He didn't spot me. And now, as he's coming up the ladder or steps there, I can kind of know where to aim, know where his head's going to be. So yeah, let's try this again. And now that he's tagged, let's take advantage of the save anywhere feature. Herd sound. And if you don't, like, if you're not paying attention to that little herd sound, you maybe not know if it was effective or not, or whatever. Sometimes there's a lot of explosion and noise and shit going on. Hold that thought. I'm an idiot. Oh my god. Oh, I'm such an idiot. It's so terrible. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, one of the things that you can do, you see how that it says "what was that" on there? If you turn the subtitles on, it kind of helps clue you in if an enemy's heard your distraction noise or whatever. Because if you don't always hear the audio of them going, "What was that?" Finally, that's how it's supposed to be done. Well, another great thing about this game too, whenever you're sniping, and we'll get into that later, the way that dude has a grenade on his belt, you absolutely, sorry, my cat is chewing my microphone cord. Let go, buddy. Okay. Hopefully it still works. Whenever you're sniping, if you shoot that grenade, it's probably more fun than shooting them in the head or even the testicles. Alright. Just because I wanna, I'm just gonna stab this guy. Boom!
Nebelwerfer is neutralized. Might as well check the ridge.
Yeah, fuck that Nebelwerfer. Alright, now my cat is seriously attacking the mic cord. What you doing, buddy? Calm down, Junior. Alright. Am I too close? Probably. Now the Nebelwerfer is seriously, whatever you call it, neutralized. Neutered. Neuticled. Don't miss this X button to prompt you to jump, because this gap won't hurt you, but this game will definitely let you fall down big ass gaps if you don't see the prompt. Okay, there's your stats.
We lost Tobruk, but my work had drawn the attention of British naval intelligence. They've been following one of Hitler's proteges sent to Africa, a ruthless advocate of nerve agents in the last war, General Franz Wahlen. Their informant, close to Wahlen, has gone dark, so they want me to investigate. My first port of call is the Gabaroun Oasis, an Axis transport hub. Scout teams and commanders pass through here, along with intel. I have the cover of darkness on my side. There's a few officers in the area, so that's where I'll start my search. I can see plenty of elevation around the lake. Perfect to set up my rifle. If Valen's been here, there'll be a trail, and I'll find it.
All right, that is the end of the tutorial and the introduction to this little Let's Play of Sniper Elite 3. Real timely. I know it's a game that came out in 2014, but, you know, in case you're going back to it and want a little refresher, or you just really like the game and you like watching it being played terribly, that's what this playlist is all about. Now I'm going to keep the same loadout and the same difficulty. And we're going to go ahead and start and at least look at the opening cutscene to the next intro to the next level. But we'll do the next level in the next episode. At any rate, thanks for watching, and hopefully there'll be a lot more to come out of this playthrough. I can't resist.
That's loud enough to cover my rifle fire.
One stabby stab before the episode's over. Oh, sorry about that. Choke, I meant. Neck break. Alright. And we will call it there. Gabroon. Check you next time.